When the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? You see, this whole Mr. Ibu's situation, the wife and Jasmine's basbos, is really disheartening and very insensitive at this point in time. See, well-meaning Nigerians and Ibu's fans, all they want now is the man's well-being, for somebody to actually take care of that man, for him to recover quickly. That's all we care. We don't want to know who is in charge of the money and who is not in charge of the money. But regardless of that, you can, if you look at this thing deeply, you will see that something went wrong along the line. Something happened to Mr. Ibu and the wife, which we don't even care to know. All we just want to see is that Mr. Ibu is doing well and is recovering very fine. Now, Mrs. Ibu, as a wife, you said you've been married to Mr. Ibu for the past 16 years. You've been living with him based on what you put out on social media. And then you sat there as a wife and allow a child to crawl into your home and dictate to you how you should run your home. What have you been doing except something happened? You've been married to your husband for the longest of time, for the past 16 years. Picking where they born 16 years ago. If na woman, you don't get breasts. Do you understand? You don't dey menstruate. You don't dey know one or two things. And then being with that experience, you let a child into your home, regardless of who she is. As far as that holy matrimony is concerned, as far as your marriage to Mr. Okafor, our Mr. Ibu, is concerned, Jasmine is a stranger. And she doesn't have the right to dictate to you how you should run your home. Something went wrong along the line. And this is the time for you to rewrite it. You need to write it. As you are telling the public that you've been living with Mr. Ibu, you are his lawful wife and everything, stick to it. Take back your mantle as a wife. Jasmine is a stranger in that home, in that union. She is a stranger, and she doesn't even have the right to dictate who is in charge of the funds that Mr. Ibu's fans raised for him. She doesn't have that right. Whoever you are to them, it's also alleged that Mr. Ibu was having an affair with her. It still doesn't give Jasmine the right to dictate how that home or that union should be run. Except, of course, there is something they are not telling us. There is something the wife is not saying. Because how do you sit down as a wife? You crossed your leg and then a woman, a strange girl, crawled into your home, swept your husband away from you under your nose, and is dictating for you. It's telling you what to do and what not to do, to the point that she's even on the social media space defaming your character. What have you been doing all this while as a wife? Yes, of course, there are a lot of things you need to tell us. There are a lot of things you are not saying. But regardless, so long as you are still married to Mr. Ibu and you are doing the right thing, Jasmine doesn't have the right. So if you are sincere within yourself that you've been a good wife to Mr. Ibu, you should sit up and take your wife mantleship and regain your home. Take care of your husband and then let Jasmine go to where she belongs. There's also another rumor alleging that she's also your stepson's wife. Let her remain the stepson's wife. She doesn't have the right to dictate to you how your home should go, how you should, she doesn't have the right. The fact that you are even online saying that you are asking them to account to you or to see what was donated to your husband, it says a lot. It says a lot about what has been going on in your home. It says a lot about how you and your husband has been living, which actually gave the strange woman who is Jasmine the right to sneak in and then destroy your home. And you guys are online embarrassing yourself. So if you have been a better wife, I don't think Jasmine will be there to dictate to you how your home should be run. Or even on the internet space, embarrassing you. I don't think Jasmine will be there to dictate to you when and how the funds raised for your husband's well-being by his fans and well-wishers should be run. I don't think she will have the right to dictate that. That's because you lost your place as a wife a long time ago. Like I said, that's a story for another day. I don't think you guys are ready to tell us what really transpired. And trust me, we don't even care. All we care about is Mr. Ibu's well-being and recovery. Any other person dragging you, even the very dark man you think you have issue with, I think all he really is concerned about is Mr. Ibu getting well. So I don't know where you got it wrong. But so long as you are still telling us, the internet in-laws and Igbo fans, that you are still Mr. Igbo lawfully wedded wife and you've been staying with her for the past 16 years, regain your home. Take your home and let Jasmine know her place. Yes, whatever she has been doing for Ibu, assisting him and all of that, it still doesn't give Jasmine the right to dictate how that home should be run. As a wife, beware of strange women. Beware of strangers in the lives of your husband and in your home. Because you could just be there smiling, and before you know what's happening, everything will just go into the thin air. Before the twinkle of an eye, you've lost everything. That's exactly what is happening to Mrs. Ibu. Yes, you guys are not ready to tell us what happened. You lost your place as a wife along the line. If you are trying to write it, that's good. Write it and regain your mantle as a wife and run your home. And whatever you people do, I don't care what is happening between you and Jasmine, who is dragging man or who is not dragging. Whatever you guys do, your priority should be Mr. Ibu's well-being. Because it just seems like the two of you are there for ulterior motives. But no matter how it is, so long as you are still Mr. Ibu's wife, so long as she's still Mr. Ibu's wife, she have every right to assess whatever the husband has. And who is Jasmine to say no to that? Who is she? Unless, of course, she lost herself, she lost her place as a wife along the line, which she's not even ready to talk about.